Oh yeah, Dallas. You want to trade everybody now? You done with it? You fed up? Oh man, y'all. Look, it ain't all Nico. Now Nico was buffooning out there, but mm-mm. But yeah, for those of you that don't know, Dallas Mavericks, they talking about they finna right their wrongs, I guess. Talking about Anthony Davis is available for trade, and Klay Thompson might be as well. Um, my question is, the GM is no longer there that brought them in, so the president of operations and the owner who pays these people, which one of y'all gonna take the hit? Because we Nico took all the blame for the Luca trade, even though he doesn't pay nobody, the owner does. But the owner, I guess he's been on a warpath to right his wrongs and get people back interested in Mavericks basketball and keep people in the stands, basically. But also, we don't have Boogie Kyrie to the end of January, so we had Cooper Flag, who was the first round pick of the NBA draft this year, but he's a kid. What you want him to do in his first year? So he can't overcome injuries to star players, and he can't overcome slumping of shooting and just lack of all around talent. But I guess they want to start all the way over and see what they can do. I'm not saying Dallas should tank. 9-16, it ain't looking too good so far. I'm not saying you're gonna tank, but where are you gonna go? Are you planning to make some noise, or are you just gonna be a play-in team? If that's the case, you might as well just go ahead and lose out and get you a high draft pick. But I don't know, you already done the work, so you might not get a high draft pick this year. You did, you sacrificed that. But get a playmate, running mate for Cooper Flag, somebody that's young. You say that all of this doesn't align with his timeline, but I mean, you knew that when you drafted the kid. Anybody you would have drafted in this draft wouldn't line up with this team. Klay, Anthony Davis, Kyrie, these are 30-year-old men. So of course any 18, 19, 20-year-old, we're off by a decade. So yeah, of course they don't line up. You knew that though. You knew that once you drafted somebody. If that's the case, you should have traded the first pick for a more seasoned player and said, we're just going to go all in for a year or two and be done with it. But you did not. You took the young kid. So you knew that it was going to be a large age difference. I don't know what trading Davis is going to do for you. The Pelicans, the Hawks, the Raptors are all interested or expected to be suitors, quote unquote. I can see that working for those teams. Toronto always could use a big. Pistons, I don't think they need none. They look like they solid. The Hawks, he in Atlanta. I guess that's a good thing. He'll at least be in Atlanta. At least you'll be somewhere warm. You're going from LA to Dallas to Atlanta, so at least you're staying in the warm states. But I don't know. Other than that, none of those really move the needle. I guess you getting Davis off the books is not going to right the wrong of that trade, because somebody got to take accountability for that. And I guess Nico has took that because he decided to step down before he got fired. But there's nobody else to blame, so somebody else has to take accountability. And who was the one that decided not to pay Luka? Because even if he wanted to trade, you're the owner, you're the president. You could tell that man, no, get out of my office, and not trading Luka. And then guess what? That's the end of the conversation. Or you could say we're gonna pay him what he's owed. You've seen people getting their money like Tatum, that 350 million, that hurt a little bit. You said, I ain't invested in this team like that. I want to get some hotels, some casinos, some other kind of stuff going. That's really what I got majority of ownership for this team for, to branch out and, do other things with this money. And I'm not putting $350K into a fat, chubby 26-year-old. Could have said that. Probably wasn't hell good with the fans, but that's basically what you said, because it's up to you. You the owner. We don't want to hear nothing about GM because we seen a guy named Jerry Jones. He's the owner, and if he says no, then guess what it is? It's no. We seen a lot of owners. If they say no, Mark Cuban, if he said no, if he was here as majority owner still, and he said no to trading Luka, Luka's still on the team. So you're an owner. You got to take blame for that. You firing Nico is not taking blame. That's just him taking the L for stuff that you was in agreement with him for. He shouldn't have been talking to the Lakers about no picks. They ain't got enough to give you for Luka. Now, we don't want to get into the conspiracy of the NBA, all that. They ain't got time for that. But anyways, I mean, somebody got to take the hit on this one. Dude already took the hit. You trading Davis and Thompson, what is that going to do? What are you going to get in return from him? You traded Luka for Davis. You knew he had injury problems. Yeah, he is a good player, a very good player when he's healthy. But you knew that coming in. So what are you going to trade for him? You're gonna have to go below. You're gonna have to get lowball basically with that trade. He ain't even played half of the games that's been available to him for this team. He's played 20 out of 50 games with this team. So I mean, what are you doing? Klay's been struggling with the shot, but of course he's not in the same system, so it's not gonna look the same as he did with Golden State. He's older. He's got some injuries under his belt too. So you trading these guys, what are you gonna get? You're going to get draft picks. You're going to get some young players to help out. I don't think all hope is lost in Dallas, but somebody else got to take responsibility. You trading and going to clean up the mess, because if you don't, you're not going to get the value that was lost in this, which is a man named Luka. You can't replace those type of people. That's why you sign them. Go ahead and pay them, because they don't just fall out the sky. If that's the case, everybody would have somebody like that on their team. Everybody don't. But I know Nico, he took the L, but the ownership and president, everybody that's left, y'all got to take it, because y'all, it's GM, president, owner. So y'all was above him. If he wanted to trade Luka or whatever, you could have told him no and kick rocks, and that's what it would have been. So y'all was in agreement, because Luka ain't on the team. It wasn't just bro. But trading Davis, trading Thompson, all these players, I mean, what is that going to do? I mean, you going to trade Kyrie when he's available, when he's back healthy? You going to start all the way over? Or you going to try to figure it out? Because y'all built this team, so you might as well ride it out, at least for this season, see what you got. Because you knew anybody you drafted it in this draft was going to be 10 years younger than most of your star quality players on this team. I mean, you got a bunch of 30-year-olds on your team. Those are your best players. Of course, a 20-year-old is going to be a different age gap. That's simple math. But y'all got it. We hope better for Dallas. Trading AD, trading Klay. If you do, hopefully you get something. Get some young talent, because that's what you need. Hopefully, matter of fact, not even young talent. Some people that are available constantly to play, that do not have a list of injuries. That would be great, but maybe I'm asking for too much. But I appreciate y'all watching. I'm going to catch you on the next one.